Bartlett Board meeting for October 17, 2023. I call this meeting to order and ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Trustee Daney?
Here.
Gansey?
Here.
Winstein?
Here.
Hopkins? Here. Laporte?
Here.
Swansky?
Here.
President Walz.
Here. We have asked Yashashwini Desai of the Hindu American Foundation to do our invocation this evening. Ms. Desai.
Namaste. So first we're going to say is a Ganeshi's mantra. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. We seek Lord Ganesha's blessings, who is the problem solver, solution provider, God of wisdom, good luck. Shubham karoti kalyanam arogyam dhana sampada shatru buddhi vinashaya deepa jyoti namostute. Salutations to the light of the lamp, which brings auspiciousness, health, prosperity, destroys animosity. Solutions to the light of the lamp. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinaha, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kashid dukha bhag bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Om, may all become happy, may all become free from illness, may all see success, may no one suffer from any pain, sorrow, or unhappiness. Om, peace, peace, peace. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This brings us to our consent agenda this evening. All items listed with an asterisk on the consent agenda will be enacted in one motion with no separate discussion on those items. That being said, would any board member like to add or remove anything from the consent? Seeing none, no choices there, so I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second. Moved by Trustee Daney, seconded by Trustee Swansky. Will the clerk please call the roll? Should I say deputy clerk for you?
Whatever you want. Trustee Gansey?
Yes.
Winstein?
Yes.
Hopkins?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
Swansky?
Yes.
Daney?
Yes.
The motion carries. Next item we have is the Treasurer's report. Mr. Treasurer?
Thank you. Included in your packets for tonight is the Treasurer's report for the month of August. Also included is the sales tax report. We received $350,947 in the month of August. That was for May's activity. That was an increase of a little over $12,000, or almost 4% from the prior year. For the MFT, motor fuel tax, we received $152,712. That was up $17,740 from the prior year, just about the same as the previous 4 months. That's it. Also, I forgot about the income tax, or the LGDF fund. We're up to $2,476,000 for the first 4 months of this year, at the just over 6% rate. If we'd have been at the 10% rate, we'd be at a little over $3.9 million. So that's a difference of $1,463,000.
That would be a good topic to bring up when we go through the levy. Anybody have any questions for the Treasurer? Hearing none, we can move on to the President's report. Thank you, Mr. Treasurer. I've got a couple of proclamations to read as for the President's report. The first proclamation recognizing October as Hindu American Awareness and Appreciation Month. Whereas the village of Bartlett is enriched by its diverse culture, ethnic and religious landscape, including a significant Hindu-American population. And whereas the Village of Bartlett appreciates the valuable contributions of Hindu-Americans in various fields like education, science, law, medicine, and technology, and acknowledges their profound community service. Whereas 2023 marks significant anniversaries related to Hinduism's impact on the United States, including Swami Vivekananda's 1893 address at the World's Parliament of Religions in Chicago. And whereas Hindu Americans uphold the principles of tolerance, pluralism, and religious freedom, and contribute positively to Bartlett's vitality and well-being. And whereas the Hindu community celebrates various cultural events and festivals in Bartlett, including Diwali, which promotes the message of triumph of good over evil and light over darkness. And whereas Hindu Americans are engaged in selfless service, known as seva, towards their fellow human beings, which enhances the social fabric of Bartlett. And whereas ahimsa, a foundational principle of non-injury and non-violence in Hinduism, aligns with Bartlett's commitment to fostering a community of respect and unity. Whereas Hindu Americans continue to face instances of discrimination, harassment, and hate crimes, underscoring the need for an increased awareness and understanding. And now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Kevin Wallace, the village president of the Village of Bartlett, along with the village board, do hereby designate the month of October 2023 as Hindu American Awareness and Appreciation Month in the Village of Bartlett, reaffirming our dedication to diversity, inclusivity, and mutual respect, dated the 17th day of October 2023.
Joe, come here.
Thank you so much. And I think you want to take the word. Oh, yeah. Thank you. And Ms. Desai wants to say a few words. If you want to just make sure that microphone is on. Oh, absolutely. Right over there.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Wallace, and thank you all the trustees and executive leadership of Bartlett community and our Indian community, Hindu-American community. So our mission of a Hindu-American Foundation is on a guiding principles which strongly believe is a mixture of American values. Our position are based on these guiding principles. I'm going to go through that, and then American values of such as pluralism, freedom, equality, and justice. And the Sanatan values are coming from our guiding principles are Satya, which is be truthful, Ahimsa, which is non-violence and be kind, Viveka, which is be wise, approach the work with the intelligence. The next one we have is a Srujanta, which is be innovative. Whatever we do, we work with the innovation. Sahakaritva, which is collaborative. And Nirmamatva, be selfless. And Utsa, we are passionate to do the work in our community. And please let us know what else we can do here. And I'll be following up with the email message tomorrow. And we will offer some of the services at the community. And if we can be helpful in the community, we would really appreciate. So thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for being here.
A lot.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, the village of Bartlett. I am also from Bartlett. Recognizing October as a festivals are derived from one of the oldest religions called Sanatana Dharma. Our festivals are tied with nature, environment, and brotherhood. We believe in Vasudeva Kutumbakam, means entire world. The whole world is our family. We believe in non-violence. Even most of my friends will be hesitant killing even a harmful mosquito. So that is our principle of non-violence. Our great Dharma also teaches us to be loyal for the country where we born, and at the same time loyal to the country where we are right now. And that is why you will see so many Hindu CEOs all across the big companies, because that is also because of our great Dharma. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. You bring a lot of color to our audience. Beautiful dresses. Thank you. Final thing on the President's report this evening is a Polio Awareness Proclamation. Proclamation for World Polio Day 2023. I think this has been overlooked in some past years just because we thought polio was eradicated, and now I guess it's kind of springing up again. So I want to make people aware of that. Whereas the Rotary Club of Bartlett is a member of Rotary International, the world's first and still one of its largest nonprofit service organizations founded in Chicago, Illinois in 1905. And whereas the Rotary motto, service above self, inspires members to provide humanitarian service, encourage high ethical standards, and promote goodwill and peace in the world. And whereas Rotary, a global service organization with over 1.4 million members, there's 4 of them on the dais, has been at the center of the worldwide effort to eradicate polio for over 3 decades. Every year, through a funding partnership with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Rotary has contributed more than $2.6 billion and countless volunteer hours to end polio forever. Whereas the recent detection of the vaccine-derived poliovirus type 2 case in New York and isolates in several environmental samples collected in London are stark reminders that as long as polio exists anywhere, it is a threat everywhere. And whereas members of the Rotary Club of Bartlett continue to contribute their time and the resources to support Polio Plus and the Global Polio Eradication Initiative, and whereas their efforts are providing much-needed operational support, medical personnel, laboratory equipment, and educational materials for health workers and parents. Now therefore, I, Kevin Wallace, President of the Village of Bartlett, do hereby proclaim October 17, 2023 as World Polio Day in Bartlett, and do hereby encourage all residents to join the Rotarians of our local club in the fight for a polio-free world, dated the 17th day of October, 2023. Welcome anyone that would like to join us for a meeting. You can be my guest, you can be Ray's guest, you can be Stephanie's guest, or Paula's guest. But we'd most likely want Ray to pay for it, so. That's it for the President's report. Does anybody have any questions or comments for staff?
We have one out there in the audience.
Yeah, this is for the board.
Yes, I have one thing for us. I'd like to recognize our committee people that give their time freely and service our village. We have one individual that has an anniversary this month. It's Michelle Suarez. She's on the Planning and Zoning Committee, and she served 3 years. So congratulations, Michelle.
All right.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Anyone else? Move to the town hall portion of the meeting. At this time, if you want to make comments to the board, kindly step up to the podium and state your name and address just for the record, and try to keep your comments to 3 minutes. Make sure that little green light's on.
Okay, so my name is Jackie Blodgett, Blodgett, and I live at 1224 Dunneman Drive here in Bartlett. Okay. Okay. Hi, my name is Jackie Blodgett. I live at 1224 Dunneman Drive in the townhomes of Country Place. We've lived in Bartlett for 20 years now. Our neighborhood was a nice, quiet community that's seen a lot of changes over the years. Dunneman Drive was a safe place to be, but since the village put up the stoplight at the intersection of Stearns and Newport, Dunneman Drive is now a place of accidents and drivers who cut the corners to avoid the light and speed way too fast through our neighborhood to get to County Farm Road. We've had several accidents on Newport and Dunneman Drive, as well as drivers who have missed a curve on Dunneman Drive going west, and they took out a tree in the parkway a few years back. I would love to invite all of the trustees to sit in our yard from 6:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. to watch all the people turn east on Dunneman Drive headed to County Farm Road. Excuse me, to County Farm Road. I also invite you all back from about 4:30 to 6 o'clock to watch all the cars speed down Dunneman Drive heading west from County Farm Road to Newport, at which time they usually blow through the stop sign to turn right on Newport. In the past, we've been in touch with Officer Roger, who I understand is now retired, of the Bartlett Police Department, to have officers stationed on Dunneman Drive to enforce a 25-mile-per-hour speed limit, as well as a camera to alert drivers to how fast they are going. None of these deterrents have had an effect on the traffic on Dunneman Drive. Now Mr. Patel wants to purchase that property on Stearns and County Farm and build a huge car wash as well as some retail spots next to our homes with an exit between Stearns Road and Dunneman Drive. I envision drivers not wanting to wait for the light at Stearns and Newport and turning right out of the parking lot and then making an immediate right onto Dunneman Drive heading east to get to County Farm Road. This will turn our neighborhood into a disaster with a lot more traffic turning onto Dunneman Drive. I believe, as well as a lot of the other homeowners, that something needs to be done to calm traffic on Dunneman Drive. A while back, Officer Roger did a traffic study and found approximately 300 drivers traveled down Dunneman Drive during the morning commute. And that's actually more than the number of units and homeowners that we have in our association there. Dunneman Drive is a very short street. The only people who should be driving down Dunneman Drive are homeowners who live there or people going to visit homeowners who live on Dunneman Drive. Every week, there's a white semi-truck on Tuesdays and Thursdays that travels down Dunneman Drive during the afternoon. There's also school buses that constantly use Dunneman Drive, even though there are no stops there. Why are they using our street that way? And it's just simple. They want to avoid the light on Stearns so that they can either get to County Farm or to the expressway. I know that the Village of Bartlett is committed to preserving the high quality of life enjoyed by our residents, providing fiscally sound, responsible municipal services, and delivering those services in a professional manner with a high degree of integrity. High traffic volume on Dunneman Drive does not preserve our high quality of life, excuse me, that we currently enjoy. As a member of the HOA for the Townhomes of Country Place, I think I can speak for all of our homeowners. Please calm traffic on Dunneman Drive before something tragic happens. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. Excuse me. Officer, you want to make some notes about that? Yep. All right, somebody will reach out to you.
Let me just make mention of the fact that I had heard about that situation, and I went there two different days, non-peak hours. It was in the afternoon, and I sat there for 15 minutes in 2 different days. And you're 100% correct, because I saw so many cars, well over 24 cars in the 10 minutes I sat there, either turning off County Farm Road and exiting to Newport or coming from Newport to County Farm. So I really believe that we have to have somebody take a look at that, because that was off-peak hours. It was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so thank you.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Diana McFadden. I have a home at 216 South Oak. I'm up here because I have some real concerns about the property at 214 South Oak, where they're building a parking lot. Just to give you a real quick background, I purchased the property in 2021. We were unable to find at the time, probably my own fault, that the village owned the property at 214. However, right after that, I found out, I did reach out to the village. I was told this is green space, and it was going to continue to be green space. Fine. The next year, I reached out again, because there was more, brewing was using that as construction. I understood, a little concerned because of my property being right there and the privacy issues. However, now it's been another year, and we hear through the grapevine that it's going to be a parking lot. When I've reached out more than once, and I reached out and spoke with someone in the spring, and they said, this plan has been under, we've been working on this for a few years. Certainly a concern, surprise to me. Obviously, we need parking in the village, I understand. I do have concerns because my building is 100 years old. The setbacks are very small on my property. My concern is they just started excavating. It is incredibly close to my property. And bedrooms, my side door. So I want to make this known that I have reached out. I'm not hearing a lot of things back. And I have concerns as to what my property value is going to be like, what the privacy issues are going to be there, based on however, my access to my side door, the lighting, my bedroom windows, what that's all going to be like. So I wanted to bring this up. I don't know if anybody can answer any questions or what will happen here, if I can get plans. I have asked for a FOIA just to get setbacks, but I don't have that yet.
You could probably schedule a meeting with one of Christie's staff members to give you a visual of what it's going to look like when it's finished. Are we anticipating any type of fencing going up along the edge of the parking lot, or no?
There's going to be landscaping along the south property line.
That'd be right along
It's along her property.
Anna's property, yeah. So landscaping, and then if you want to get a better visual of what it's going to look like when it's done, I would encourage you to connect with one of Christie's staff members, and they can actually give you the full photos of what it's going to look like when it's finished.
I know we received the FOIA this afternoon, so we'll get in touch with you really
Okay.
soon about that, yeah.
I appreciate that. I'm just very concerned about privacy, et cetera. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Diane.
Dan Palmer, 630 Golfers Lane. Since May 1st, I've had a little more time on my hands since I retired. I've been walking the streets of Bartlett, and I sent a letter of complaint to the Public Works Department, which are working on, and I think the autocorrect changed a word at the front end, so I don't know if they got the full complement. You guys have an annual tree trimming program. It's noticeable when I'm out, especially when it's dark in the morning now, and I wanted to extend that appreciation. It's noticed, it's appreciated. I'm not the only walker out there. And staying true to form of being a retired guy, I also come with a complaint. We're landlocked out where I'm at now. We downsized, my wife and I, about 7 years ago. There's no way out of that subdivision. I've talked with a few of yous. Spalding Road's the only way out on a bicycle. Obviously, you can't go out Lake Street and go anywhere. There's no walkways. But Naperville Road, I mean, it's a nice 6-mile round trip walk to the coffee shop down there, but you can't walk anywhere. I know the construction will be done, hopefully, before winter. On the south side of West Bartlett Road, but Naperville Road, the guardrail's right up against the pavement. I won't walk out there. Will rarely ride my bike out there in the middle of the day, off hours, like 10 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon. I saw a young man with a skateboard. So that's just something that really needs to happen, and I would like to see it not be 2 or 3 years, as the builder has indicated he has time for. And I think one other observation, your polio thing. I'm old enough to remember getting my polio shot, sugar cube, and then a shot over at Dr. McNeil's office, which is now the dental office at Western and Bartlett Avenue. So there might only be one of you on the board old enough to have done that. So anyway, thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, we got to really push the builders there to make sure we got some decent walkways and space in between the road there. We'll do that. Would anyone else like to address the board at this time? Who do we got online, Chris or John? Chris?
Chris.
Anybody on our hybrid like to address the board at this time?
No, Mayor, there is not.
Thank you. All right. Moving on to standing committee reports. In lieu of me calling all your names and you telling me you have nothing other than things that were on the consent agenda, I will say that all the things on the standing committee reports were either covered or on the consent agenda. Anybody have any new business they'd like to discuss? Questions? Any other additional questions that came up through the meeting? I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Daney, seconded by trustee Gunstein. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Daney?
Yes.
Gansey?
Yes.
Gunstein? Hopkins? Port?
Yes.
Swansky?
Yes.
We are adjourned.